Hello, welcome back to the Football Rig. What a lovely, lovely time to be back, ladies and gentlemen, with the AAR, the after action review for the UCL. I mean, what an amazing night. I never thought that Arsenal are going to surprise me in the Champions League and perform in such a high level. I'll be honest with you guys. I never expected that. That is something that is remarkable, something that I did not believe that Arsenal will do. They made my night that day. Daniel, your fraud. Welcome, bro, Mr. Brown Envelope. But we're going to talk about all the games for the Premier League teams that happened and occurred in the UCL. I'm going to keep Arsenal for last. And you know what? Since Daniel is here, I'm going to, I was going to start with Chelsea, but I'm going to start with Chelsea just for you, Daniel, because you are here. Because you know what? I think what Chelsea did against Barca is something to be discussed. We have to drill down and dig deep and understand what the hell happened against Barca. And of course, we're going to break down all the English teams. And after that, we're going to look into the team of the week. We're going to look at the standings of the teams in the table. And also, I'm going to add something new here, which is top scorer as well. We're going to look at the top scorers. Now that we have some goals, we can actually see the top scorers, because I didn't want to do it in the early stages because you can see a bunch of players with like 2 goals or whatever. So now we can see clearly who is really leading the race when it comes to the top scorers in the UCL. So Chelsea, man, Chelsea. Well, we'll talk about Chelsea, bro. Let's start with Chelsea. Big up Denzel. Denzel in the building, bro. Man. Chelsea, dominated Barcelona, I'll be honest. From the get-go. They just suffocated Barca. I know they have some players missing, like Pedri. And Pedri is not a player, just to say, oh, he's not good. Now, Pedri is a general in the midfield, and that really played a role when it comes to midfield domination, midfield control. However, there's no excuses when it comes to the UCL. Chelsea just, was really all over, Barca. And even before the red card, I mean, there were 2 goals that were ruled out. I wrote some notes here because, I watched the game, but I still wrote the notes for me to mention. So there was 2 goals that were dismissed or ruled out. One of them was because of an offside. And the other one was a handball from Fofana, rightfully so, to be honest, because Fofana, controlled the ball with his chest and pushed it with his hand. So it was rightfully ruled out. Ferran Torres missed an absolute sitter. What a bum. What a bum from Ferran Torres. And I think if Barca scored that goal, the game would have, shifted to a different direction. I wouldn't say they would have won, but I think the game would have been more competitive if that makes any sense. But they didn't score, and Chelsea capitalized because they deserved to take the lead, to be honest, because Chelsea was really pressing them really tough and not really allowing Barca to breathe. And after that, Cucurella with a cross, and Koundé stupidly put it back onto the back of his own net. And that was an own goal from Koundé. And, that's where Chelsea took the lead. And then the red card happened. The red card happened. Araujo deserved it. And what's funny about it is on the way out, when Araujo was leaving the pitch, he high-fived Hansi Flick, and Hansi Flick was like, yo, is high-fiving him. It's like, he's doing a good job. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Usually when a player gets a red card, you get that walk of shame. When you're looking down, you're upset, you're putting your team members in a tough position. They're going to play now 10 players against 11 players. You should be ashamed of yourself. Not high-fiving your freaking manager, and he's high-fiving back. So for me, that was a weird and odd scene and a scenery in my eyes. That's just my opinion. I mean, I might be, taking it too much, but that's something that I had to mention. I had to talk about it, bro. Oh man, not gonna lie, you men are good, but we wait and see. should have been 5. Yeah, man, Daniel, you guys really dominated, and I think you'd have scored many goals. I mean, but if you are referring to the goals that were ruled out, they were ruled out rightfully so. So don't talk about those goals, please, man. And hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks, Denzel, for pushing for the likes. Cucurella owned Saka from last season. Man, look, you're fixated in one game, Daniel, and that's the problem. We're going to talk about the preview a little bit, but I want to stick into the game and stick to the agenda of this stream. So after the red card happened, and after the Hansi Flick high-fiving Rojo for having a red card, Estevao came out of nowhere, dribbled the Barca player, and just put it top bins with his weak foot. And I'll be honest, it was one of the most beautiful goals that I've seen. Really, really well taken by Estevao. And Estevao is starting to grow in Chelsea and becoming a really crucial member in Chelsea Football Club, a dangerous player. I mean, as I told Daniel before, I think the best youngster in this season is definitely Estevao. There's no doubt about that. 18 years old. Putting such a performances in a very high level, it's something to be reckoned with. And I think if he continues in this kind of trajectory and trend of development, I think he's going to be a remarkable player in the future and for Chelsea Football Club. So I give them props for really getting a very highly talented player with a huge potential and a ceiling as well. And Barca, with their high line, they got exposed, and I said that to Daniel before. If Newcastle, had more quality in their team, they would have won against Barca. But unfortunately, Newcastle don't have players like Chelsea. And I like what Maresca did when it comes to the lineup. He started, especially when it comes to the attacking players. He started Garnacho. He started Estevao and Pedro Neto. So what is the common factor between all these 3 players is pace. So he knew that Barca are going to stick with this high line shit, and he completely countered that with having such a pacey players up front. So if you pass the ball to Garnacho, if you pass the ball to Estevao or even Pedro Neto, those players are gonna run, and they are very, very speedy players. So I mean, I'm gonna give props to Maresca for setting the team in that manner and exposing that high line, because Hansi Flick with that high line is not gonna go far, in my opinion, especially when he plays a Premier League team who can expose that. The third goal came from an Enzo assist to Delap. There was a VAR check, however, it was the VAR check cleared that it's a goal and it stands. And two players that I want to talk about, Chelsea, that really caught my attention, I would say. Can't wait for Cole Palmer first of all. Man, it's gonna be tough, man. I don't know if Palmer comes. I think he's gonna play in the 10. I think they're gonna stick with Estevao on the right side or the right wing. But two players that I want to give their props are Enzo and Cucurella. Those two players, even Reece James, but those two specifically, Enzo and Cucurella, man, they played probably one of the best games in their life with Chelsea jersey. I mean, those guys were really phenomenal. I know that. I mean, there was an assist for Enzo and also an assist. What would we consider an assist because it was an own goal? But Cucurella played very, very well, and also Enzo Fernandez. The performance they put, that is. And now you're not going to see people, for instance, talking about the 100 mil price tag of Enzo. And when you're performing in such a high level, nobody's going to mention the price tag. Not even Caicedo, even though they both, between those two players, there's a 200 plus mil there. And nobody's going to mention that because they are performing in a very high level, very, very high level. Caicedo as well. And but Cucurella really played very, very. He pocketed Yamal, and Yamal's considered one of the top right wingers in the whole world. So to play against Yamal and pocket him like that sends a message that you're a very good left back. So overall, I think Chelsea deserved the win. Barca did not deserve shit in that game. and they played awful. And Chelsea, just played very well. They were informed. They were at their best, and I think the score and the scoreline just reflects the reality of what happened on the pitch. That's my honest opinion when it comes to this particular game. I think Barca did not offer anything, not even remotely close to even score a goal, barring that Ferran Torres bumhead who missed a sitter. Saka, you are next. We'll see, bro. We'll see. And also, hey, Daniel, I want you to stick around until we talk about Bayern and Arsenal. And I gotta keep it that for last, And I want you to tell me your opinion about one of the players that scored a goal, and his name is Noni Madueke. Flicks need to ditch this highline shit, man. That's not a high line, Denzel. That's a ditch line. You know what I mean? That's a ditch. Yo, man. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. What happened there? No idea. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Technical issues that we had, but we're back. We're back. So I was talking about Chelsea, so they deserved. And Denzel was mentioning something about Flick's ditch this high line, and I'm saying that's not a high line. That's a ditch line, bro. That's a complete ditch line, in my opinion. But anyways, I want to move on from the Chelsea game. I want to talk about other games that happened, and I think the Premier League teams did not really do well. And speaking of teams that did not do well, I have several teams that did not do well. So I'm gonna start. Let's see, who should we start with, man? Let's talk about Spursy, man. I want to talk about Spursy. They got smashed. They got smashed. Oh my God, Spurs. What the hell happened to Spurs? What's the point of Spurs? Absolutely nonsense. Man, another scrub. He's giving Ange. It's just me or he's frozen highlight. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, bro. Just had an issue. So we're back now. But anyways, PSG versus Spurs, right? I mean, it happened during, the game started as well at the same time of Arsenal. And that's why I really didn't watch the game live, but I watched the extended highlights, so I could have seen the dangerous chances and all that stuff. And at the beginning of the game, Ruiz had a shot and Kvara had a shot, and they were really going against Tottenham Hotspur. And I don't know how, but from the first magical touch that happened from Vitinha, that cross, that pass, that lob pass that he passed it to the player, and that player didn't score it. That was the beginning of Vitinha's moments, I would say, in the UCL, and in this particular game in the UCL. But Spurs managed to get a goal. It was a good goal, I'll be honest. If you guys watched that goal, the back heel and the passes and all that stuff, it was a really good goal. Colomwani assist to Richarlison. He just buries it into the back of the net. They take the lead. Fine. But Vitinha, oh my God, that goal. Oh my God, that goal was a banger. That goal was a banger from Vitinha. The first goal, amazing. Amazing, just amazing. And people were talking about Vicario being shit, you know, and I hear a lot of, you know, Spurs fans are upset with Vicario, man. I don't see Vicario saving that. I don't see any goalkeeper saving that, to be honest. That shot from Vitinha, it was just that good. I mean, he placed it in the top pin corner, man. What the hell you want Vicario to do? I mean, I don't know. Even if you put Courtois there, if you put Oblak, if you put Raya, I don't think they're going to save it. Honestly, I don't think any goalkeeper would have saved that shot from Vitinha, the equalizer. And then a corner came. Yeah, it was a worldie. It was a worldie, Denzel. It was a worldie. I'm not seeing any goalkeeper saving that, I'll be honest. And anyways, there was a corner from Spurs. Colomwani buries it again, so they take the lead again. So this is the second time they take the lead. Vitinha again from outside the box, but this time with his weak foot, with his left foot, he scored, and he placed it very, very nicely in the far left corner, or the far right corner, I would say. And that was, you know, the beginning of the end, I think, for Spurs, because I think they fumbled. From what I've seen in terms from the highlights, it seems that there was a complete shift in momentum from you know, Spurs attacking to domination of PSG, and Ruiz takes the lead with a third goal, and then another corner. Pacho managed to score from a poor clearance from the Spurs defenders. Moine scores the third. Are Spurs back? Not really. Vitinha, he's the one who caused the penalty, and he's the one who took the penalties, and he's the one who scored the penalty, making a hat-trick. And probably this game is the best game we've seen from Vitinha, to be honest. And Vitinha was just, you know, and also Thomas Frank in his press conference, or I quote what I read about his statement, that he thinks Vitinha is one of the players that might be winning the Ballon d'Or. And I think it's not a crazy shout, because Vitinha is already, I think, in the top 10 when it comes to the Ballon d'Or. And that guy is just good. He's just so good. You know, Vitinha is absolutely good, man. How the hell didn't we sign him from Wolves, man? I mean, come on. But anyways, Vitinha just killed Tottenham Hotspur. So they lost 5-3. End of story. Not end of story. One thing that happened is the red card. Rightfully so. It was an elbow to the face of Xavi Simons, and the VAR check confirms it, and they got a red card. And it was like in the 93rd minute, as you can see right in front of you. So really didn't really impact the game much, or did not really matter, I would say. And that's the end of this game. So PSG won 5-3. And we'll see where they are standing at the end of, soon in the video. Stay tuned to check on that. So we're going to move on now to the next game. And the next game I'm going to talk about, and I want to discuss with my fellow people in the chat, is Newcastle. And of course, I'm going to leave Arsenal for last. You always keep the best for last. You always want to keep the best for last. I mean, come on. Marseille 2, Newcastle 1. And it was a loss for Newcastle. We're not going to really haggle a lot in this game, or I'm just going to briefly talk about it because we have a lot of teams to talk about, man. We need to talk about many games, man. Marseille 2-1 against Newcastle. Also, this game, Harvey Barnes. I mean, lately Harvey Barnes is really doing good for Newcastle. He's scoring a lot. He's putting a lot of output. and he's the one who opening the score line for them. I've been cooking, man, you've been cooking Egal for the past year, man, from what I read, man. What's going on here, bro? What's going on with this dude, man? Daniel is just amazing. But guess who got the man of the match against Newcastle? Man, first off, he had 2 attempts, really dangerous ball shots on target, but unfortunately he couldn't score from them. But again, an extraordinary run from Aubameyang, who passed the goalkeeper. I don't know what the hell Pope was doing all the way up there. Reminds me of Neuer, you know. And he managed to bury that goal easily against the Pope. And also he managed to score the second goal. So a brace for Aubameyang. They were a few minutes away from each other. Like, he scored probably in minute 45, and then the second goal came in minute 48 or 47, whatever. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, 46 and 50. So they're quite close to each other when it comes to the time. Newcastle tried to equalize, but I would say there were really shy attempts from what I've seen. Really shy attempts from Newcastle. I didn't see. And to be honest, probably Marseille, due to their heritage in the Champions League and their experience in the Champions League, I think that's what really stand out for them. But if you're looking at players, I think Newcastle have better players, but the experience of Marseille, the fans playing in their stadium and in their gaff really helped them. And obviously our striker Aubameyang is the one who got a brace, and he's also, by the way, spoiler alert, he's in the team of the week. He is on the team of the week. Uba what? Uba who? Uba what, man? Come on, man. Yeah, I cannot disrespect Aubameyang, man. I love the player, man. Until today, I consider him the last striker, the genuine striker that we had in Arsenal Football Club. You know who before Aubameyang Arsenal had? I mean, in my opinion, as a solid striker, I would say Aubameyang, and then before that, Van Persie, and obviously before that is TT or Thierry Henry. So these are the attackers that I lived through, or the eras that I've watched, and I haven't seen somebody on the caliber of Oba or in the level of Oba, or not even touching his and lacing his boot, man. But anyways, that's all about Newcastle. I don't want to really talk much about it. It was a pretty straightforward game. But let's talk about another team who fumbled. City! How the hell do you lose to Bayer Leverkusen in your own stadium? I don't get it. Pep at this moment is just doing too much. I'll be honest with you guys. Pep is just doing too much, man. And I don't know, is he disrespecting Bayern? Because he rotated heavily against Bayer Leverkusen, and you can see also from the stats, it's quite close. Even though the shots is not close, but Bayern are being more effective. I mean, 2 shots on target, they got 2 goals. Where in the other hand, City got 8 shots on target with nothing to show for. So it tells you a lot. City is just not being clinical, and again, it seems that City is a one-man show team, and i.e. Haaland, that's the only player that you can, if he shows up and if he's on his day, that's the day that City will win. Other than that, I really don't see City offering much, to be honest. Not in the league, not in the Champions League, not in the high level, I would say. That's my opinion about City. And I don't want to really talk much about it because it's just, at this point, it's redundant, But the one that I want to talk about most and shocked me is Liverpool. Liverpool Football Club. What the F I was watching, bro. Liverpool lost 4-1 against PSV Eindhoven in Anfield. Let me repeat that. Probably people not hearing clearly, or they think I'm taking a piss. Liverpool lost against PSV in Anfield 4-1. Not 1-0, not 2-0, not 3-goal difference. I mean, it is a 3-goal difference with 4 goals against PSV in the UCL, man. I mean, if this is not a sackable offense, if this is, I mean, Slot is not sacked because of this, I don't know what it would take for Liverpool to sack Arne Slot. Now, people would argue, and a lot of Liverpool fans, I wouldn't say Liverpool fans, a lot of people would say, listen, Arne Slot has some credit in the bank. Arne Slot won Liverpool the Premier League, and this is their second Premier League in 3 decades. So it's something to talk about, that yes, he got them the Premier League. But the performances that we're seeing from Liverpool this season, I never thought in a million years that would happen. I had them my favorites. What an idiot I was, thinking that Liverpool are even gonna compete in the Premier League with this kind of team, with this kind of performances. Yeah, man, it's mental for me. I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. I don't understand how. I mean, if Bayer Leverkusen sacked Ten Hag from the second game, Ten Hag, bro, second game. I mean, the standards are just, you know, in the bend, to be honest. But what I heard, there was an emergency meeting and all that between the board, the manager, the players. But let's talk about the game, because this game, I genuinely want to talk about this game, and I want your opinion, guys, in the chat. Tell me what you thought of this game, because I thought it was mental, man. What the hell Van Dijk was doing? What the hell Van Dijk was doing? The guy was playing volleyball. I have no clue why would Van Dijk reach out with his hand like this, you know, all the way up there, and touching the ball with his hand. I mean, it's pause, but I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't fathom it, you know? I don't know. The only logical explanation I could give for Van Dijk is maybe, I mean, aside of, I'm going to be genuine here, Denzel. Maybe you want to do it on purpose. I mean, that's another story. But what I genuinely think, that Van Dijk felt a shove or felt a push, and he wants to raise his hand, saying to the ref, hey, listen, it's a foul. But he raised his hand earlier than that's the only explanation for me personally. I can't understand why the hell would you have your hand all the way up there. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyways, they got the penalty. Perisic scores. Szoboszlai get the equalizer. And then there was an offside goal ruled out for PSV. It wasn't offside. If you check the lines, it wasn't offside. VVD hits the post. I mean, if he scored that goal, I think it would have been rectifying for him, at least for that abysmal of a handball that he had. But then this is what Liverpool has been doing the whole season, are the spaces that they are leaving in the midfield. Highways, trucks can come in, you know, just meters of space. McAllister was literally watching the player. I looked at it closely, and I'm seeing McAllister is watching the player who just assisted for the goal. Why aren't you pressing? You are playing for Liverpool Football Club in a UCL night. Why the hell you're not pressing? That's a genuine question. I mean, did they lose, you know, the momentum? Did they lose the desire to play? I don't know. They don't like slots. No, I don't know, because McAllister was considered to be one of the top midfielders last season. I mean, McAllister is not a bum. We all know that McAllister is a good player. But Gravenberch, what happened to this guy? McAllister, what happened? What happened to Liverpool is a case study that needs to be genuinely studied to understand this is how downfalls happen. It's a case study. You need to analyze it and understand what the hell is happening there. It's genuinely a case study for all football clubs to learn not to follow those footsteps. Miserable. They need to find the root cause of this first of all. Excuse me. They need to find the root cause. What's going on there? Is it something mental preparation? Is slot tactics not working? Players are not agreeing to certain things? Is there tension between the players? These kind of things could really play a big role. Aside of you being a good or a very high level player, because I think all Liverpool players are good, but there's something wrong with the team, fundamentally wrong, because you cannot be a reigning champion and this is the performance you put on. That's just not acceptable. Anyways, Szoboszlai, I mean, have you noticed every time Szoboszlai has a shot, it always goes in the middle, except for the goal that he scored against Arsenal, where he had a worldie set piece or a foul or a free kick that he scored from. Every time I see Szoboszlai attempt a shot on target, it's always in the middle. So maybe Szoboszlai has to take it easy when it comes to the power and try to, aim a little bit more towards a more difficult angle, because he has a good shot on him, but he's not really doing it with accuracy. He's relying too much on power and not really putting accuracy into that ball, which is, you would rarely score in that way, especially when from a long shots. It is a long shot, literally, pun intended. Konate. Now, we talked about VVD. Konate. But it started from Szoboszlai, by the way. It was a wrong pass from Szoboszlai. It bounced. Konate just somehow missed it. I don't know what's going on with these defenders. And Konate was considered one of the top defenders. I mean, Real Madrid was looking to sign him. Awful mistake from both Szoboszlai and Konate, but more I would put on Konate. Let's say percentage-wise, I would say 70% on Konate and 30% on Szoboszlai on that second goal. The PSV player hit the post and it bounces back and they get a shot and a goal. Darwish scored 2 goals, man. My Moroccan player scored 2 goals against Liverpool, and he just killed the game. He just killed the game, man. At that moment, I would say Liverpool are dead in the water. Dead in the water. Man, dead on the water. Konate said in Madrid. Man, I think Madrid is going to run away. They're not going to sign a bum like that. I guarantee you, currently, Real Madrid scouts are saying, hell no. We ain't signing that shit, man. We're not signing Konate. We might go for Upamecano. Let's wait and see what really appears in Europe. Some other prospect, but I don't think they would go for Konate with Konate with these kind of performances. Denzel, I mean, come on. Real Madrid have standard. Real Madrid have high standards, bro, and they will not tolerate such mistakes from Konate, bro. I don't think they're gonna go for Konate. I'll be honest, especially after this performances this season. Absolutely not. I wouldn't go for Konate, man. Are you mad signing Konate with this kind of performances? But now, for the best game in the UCL, match day 5. I mean, it's all about perspective. If you're a Chelsea fan, now, of course, you could consider the Barca game to be their best. But for me, Arsenal Football Club sending a statement across Europe, 3-1 versus Bayern Munich. And this is something that we as Arsenal fan need to embrace, honestly speaking, because, for me personally, I think Bayern was one of the boogie teams for me in Europe. And that's me being completely genuine and frank with you guys. Every time we play Bayern, they always beat us. And the last time we played them, I remember, it was 2016-2017 season, where they battered us 10-2. Let me repeat that, 10-2 on aggregate, 5-1, 5-1. So for me to win against Bayern, who were first when it comes in the table, that sends a big statement that we are here not to participate, but we are here to try and attempt to win the Champions League. I'm not saying we're the favorites. I'm not saying we're gonna win it, but what I'm saying is we have a very good chance of winning it. Because if Barca is playing like they played against Chelsea, if Bayern, who's considered to be favorites, we just won against them. Madrid have their on and off days, I would say, but we still played against them and we've beaten them before. So who remain to be favorites in the UCL? PSG. And we've seen Spurs scoring 3 goals just last night. Not 2 months ago, just last night. If Spurs can give them a tough time, I think we can do better than Spurs, obviously. And that's facts. It's not opinion. It's facts that we are better than Spurs. So I think if we land against PSG, we're going to have a good chance to win against them in the knockout stage and whatever. I think we're going to have a much better chance than last season. And that's due to our squad depth. And that's due to the improvement that Arteta has. He improved as a manager as well. I'm genuinely saying that he improved as a manager. He's impressing me. And I'm going to come to the game now, and I'm going to dig deep into the game. Because I didn't write any notes. I have them all here. I have all the notes locked here. The first mistake, that's the only negative thing I'm going to say about this game, is Miles Lewis-Skelly. Miles Lewis-Skelly was really bad yesterday. He cost us the goal, and he would have cost us the game if he continued. That's the only negative thing that I would say about this game. That's it. When Calafiori came in, I mean, we scored the goal from a set piece, from a corner, Timber. Absolute abysmal from Neuer. Neuer had probably the worst game I've seen Neuer in my life. The first goal, big mistake from Neuer. He couldn't get there on time. He allowed it. He got out. He emptied that goal, and it was easy for Timber to score. Now the equalizer from Bayern, that's a complete mistake from Skelly. He fell asleep, and Denzel called it. He fell asleep. Literally, he fell asleep, and he's too short as well. He was too short even to catch it. I don't think even if he anticipated it, would he be able to actually catch that ball? I don't think so. And Gnabry, from one touch, cross to Carl. What a talent Bayern has in their pocket. Carl is there. He scored it and was 1-1. That was the first half. The first half, we were absolutely demolished when it comes to possession. They had 82% possession. Imagine. 82%. So that means you have only 28% of possession of the ball. That's insane. That's insane, bro. It's like Barca playing against Levante, or something. It's but however, we got a goal from a corners, which is a big positive, is that you're being effective. But the second half, we demolished them. We destroyed them in the second half. Arteta listened to his inner voice, to the fans. I don't know. Jesus came and told him to change. No idea what happened. But he listened. He subbed off Miles Lewis-Skelly. Calafiori came in. Now, when Calafiori came in, and obviously an unfortunate thing that we didn't mention is Trossard. He got injured. I wish him a speedy recovery. I haven't heard anything about his injury and how severe it is. I hope it's just a minor injury and he can get back to the team. But Madueke came in to the left, which was a fluky decision in my opinion. However, second half, 2 subs changed the whole game. That's where I'm going to give Arteta now his props. He made a mistake with Skelly, starting Skelly, but he rectified by subbing him off, getting Calafiori in, playing Martinelli on the left, Now, this is where it surprised me. He decided to sub off Saka. Now, Saka's considered to be your star boy, your best player. And that was a brave decision from Arteta. Did I agree with him at that time? Absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I doubted that decision from Arteta. Why would you sub Saka off? He's your best player. Who the hell subs his best player? Nobody. But anyways, Madueke goes to the right. Martinelli plays on the left. And then Calafiori started cooking. The overlap with Eze, but it started with somebody who was man of the match and he deserved it, which is Declan fucking Rice. This man, this player, he was a general. He was a general in the midfield. A general. He led the team. He carried the team. He defended very well. He anticipated the ball every time. And the tackles, the interception, he was a completely out of this world. My G Godfrey, how you doing, bro? I hope everything's okay in that side of the world. But let me get back to Rice, man. I have to give Rice a minute just to compliment this guy, man. And he deserves even more. The guy is just, and I mentioned it, and I'm gonna keep repeating it. I don't care. He was worth every single penny we spent on him. This guy was just amazing. Amazing. The run, the attempt, the shot that he had, the tackles. But the second goal started, by the way, from Declan Rice anticipation and interception. He got the ball. He passed it to Eze. Eze found Calafiori in the overlap. Calafiori, beautiful cross to Madueke. He buries it. He taps it in. Second goal. Bravo. Excellent goal. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a horse. He's a horse. Man. Let me just hit the wood so I don't jinx this guy, man. Let me just not jinx this guy, man, because I think he's the most important player for us right now. Now, we played very well. We controlled the game. What happened is Eze with a long pass. Manuel Neuer. What the fuck Manuel Neuer was doing? And listen, I think Martinelli did not see him coming. I solemnly believe that Martinelli did not see Neuer coming. So Martinelli pushed it with his knee because Martinelli is so fast, right? He wants to just run. And he thinks that he's going to outpace whoever the defender is. So he pushed it with his knee. And all of a sudden, I see Neuer. And Neuer got shocked that the ball was so far from him. And Martinelli was, sprinting because he's so fast. He found himself with an empty goal. A very, very easy goal for Martinelli. And Neuer had a stinker. A world stinker, bro. The first goal is his mistake. The second and the third goal also his mistake. Not the second goal. The second goal is not his mistake, to be honest. But the first and third goal, completely Neuer's mistake. I don't know what happened, man, with Neuer, bro. I mean, Neuer in 2026. I mean, you talk about Neuer in 2013, 2014, man. The guy has to retire after that game, bro. Bayern fans should call for his retirement. They should call for his retirement. And no disrespect to Neuer. I mean, the guy had an amazing career with Bayern. He won probably 2 UCLs and I don't know how many trophies and how many Bundesligas. No disrespect to Neuer. But I think he's done. He's done, bro. I think after that game, he's going to hang the gloves. He's going to hang the gloves, bro. He's going to hang the gloves. Definitely he's going to hang the gloves, in my opinion. I mean, if I were him, and I have a shred of decency and dignity left in me, I would just hang my gloves and say, hey, listen, football is not for me anymore. Let me coach the youngsters or something, or give you, here's my CV, here's my biography. You guys want to read it, but I ain't going to play anymore. The guy has to start writing his biography or something and start selling a book, because football is done with him. I think the football is just done with him. You know. No, I think he's over. I mean, when you're reaching 40, whatever. Well, what's the age of Mario? Let me check the age. Let me check the age. I mean, that's not so I don't spit out nonsense. Manuel Neuer. Let's see. There we go. 39 years old. So he was born 1986. 30, man. Even for a goalkeeper, you need to retire at that age, bro. 39. I know that the goalkeepers usually stick around for quite some time, but still, you should be looking at retirement, in my opinion. And especially if you're playing in a very high level football. Bayern are playing on a high level of football in the UCL, and I think they should consider finding another goalkeeper. I genuinely think, and I'm gonna say it to Zier, if he appears, I'm gonna say it to Zier. That they need to find another goalkeeper, bro. They need to find another goalkeeper. But anyways, man, congratulations to every single Arsenal fan. We deserve it. I think this year we're gonna win something, guys. We're gonna win something. I can feel it. We can win. Oh, we're gonna win something. Yeah, he was fuming, bro. I went to his chat. Godfrey was there in the chat as well, man. The guy was fuming, bro. What is going on? And he's like, he's gonna explode. Like what the fuck? The guy was so angry and so red, and even the camera is not focusing anymore. That's how much rattled he was, bro. Oh my god. Big up to Zier, man. Big up to Zier. But yeah, I would say congratulations to every single Arsenal fan, and I think this is a year where Arteta needs to deliver. We have a saying that in Arabic, meaning we have to look at the end, bro. At the end, you need to bring a trophy. All of this would not mean anything if you don't deliver a trophy, a Premier League or a UCL. It's a must. And I think we have the players, we have the potential, and I think Arteta is mature enough for him to go all the way. So I hope he does. I genuinely hope for the team, for the fans, mostly, of course, because some fans, I'm one of the fans. At least I endured 2 decades of no Premier League. And that's long, guys. 2 decades of your life. Imagine 20 years, 21 years. 21 years. I haven't seen a trophy, Premier League. I mean, come on. Even the youngsters are no longer supporting Arsenal. So we need to get something. We need to get something this year for the sake of the club, for my sake as well, and the fans who backed this club. Look, Denzel endured his whole life. Man, I feel you, bro. I genuinely feel you, man. I feel you. Be it squad depth in the world, Arteta has to deliver. Yes, man, he has to deliver. There's no excuse anymore. So we talked about all the games, and there are a few things I want to show you. Let's look at how the table looks like after match day 5. So let's pull it out quickly. Or before I pull out the table, let's look at the team of the week. So there's a team of the week. So we have Declan Rice there, and the only other Premier League player is Cucurella. The rest are, Aubameyang up front, Mbappe, Vitinha. Vitinha scored a hat-trick, so he rightfully deserves to be in the team of the week. But Rice, again, this emphasizes the message, man. Rice is just Rice. This guy is just delivering at a very, very high level. Very high level, man. And I'm so impressed. I'm so happy with him specifically. So even PSG, man, I think we can beat them, bro. Have you seen Tottenham? If Tottenham Hotspur are scoring 3 goals against PSG, so I think we can do better than Tottenham. And that's a fact, Godfrey. That's a fact. But again, they don't have Hakimi. I haven't seen Dembele play, so maybe all of these players missing really impacted them. But I think still, even with their full squad, I think we have a chance to win against them, a better chance, I would say, than rather than last year. But so far, this is the team of the week, right? And the only two players from the Premier League are Rice and Cucurella, and they deserve to be there. To be honest, they deserve to be there. So now I'm gonna show you guys how the table looks like. So this is the table. There we go. Arsenal sitting on top of the table, 15 points, 5 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws. And by the way, we conceded only 1 goal, which is the goal the Bayern scored. That's unfortunate. We conceded 1 goal in 5 games in the UCL. Man. Oh, man. What a shame. Arteta needs to fix up. We got conceded a goal. But anyways, Arsenal first, 15 points. PSG second, 12 points. Bayern now third, 12 points. Inter Milan lost as well, guys, from against Atletico Madrid, against Simeone. So we are sitting comfortably. I think at this point, we guaranteed the qualification to the next round. Now, obviously, if we are sitting on top, that would give us an advantage in the knockout stage. Are you going to play against that team or this team? So the only difficult team for Arsenal is going to be next, I would say, is Inter Milan away. We was going to see who we were going to play next, but I'm saying in the upcoming fixtures or match days is Inter Milan away. That will be the toughest one, I would say, for Arsenal. But the rest, I think we should win them. And once you secure a spot in the round of 16, which is the top 8, I think you should start rotating. I think you should focus more in the Premier League, because we need to keep building that gap in terms of point tally versus City, versus Chelsea, versus Liverpool. Just keep on, piling those points until to a certain point that it's very hard or nearly impossible for them to catch up with you. That's all it takes. And if we can wrap these things up in Feb or March, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. So I can focus on the UCL, so that you can focus on the FA Cup and try to win them all. For us, we need to compete in every single tournament out there. Anyways, so Man City, oddly enough, 9th. I mean, they got beaten by Frankfurt. So. But who's going to be eliminated? Let's see who's in the elimination bracket that I'm surprised they are there. I would say Benfica. I didn't expect Benfica to be Villarreal. Oh my God, 1 point, Villarreal. Holy shit. Ajax, 0 points. Damn. Quite shocking. Where's Liverpool? Oh, Liverpool are sitting 13th. Liverpool 13th with 9 points. Interesting, man. So from the Premier League, we have on the top, we have Arsenal at top, Chelsea 7th, and the rest are squashed in the middle. City 9th, Newcastle 11th, Tottenham Hotspur 16th. Damn, man. That's not looking so good. It's not looking so good, man. Yeah, man, big time, bro. Damn, Ajax, man. A couple of years ago, they were challenging semifinals and all that stuff. What happened? I don't know what happened, bro. Anyways, this is how the table looks like. The last thing I want to show, just to add things up, now, I don't like to show it at the beginning of my AAR or the after action reviews, because, at the beginning there, plenty of players who score 1 goal or 2 goals, so I don't really show the top score. But now we are seeing a clear trend on the top scorers. Mbappe sitting at top with 9 goals out of 5 games. Osimhen, 6 goals. Kane, 5 goals. Haaland, 5 goals. Barnes, 4 goals. So I brought up the players who scored 4 goals or more, just to give you a heads up on the criteria. And the only Arsenal player there is Martinelli. Martinelli is the only player there from Arsenal Football Club. But for me, these kind of individual, I would say rewards or whatever, I couldn't care less. I'll be honest. If an Arsenal player gets top scorer, that's great. If not, I really don't care, as long as the team wins a trophy. And that's the most important part about football, because this is a team sport where the team shares the glory. Doesn't matter if he's a goalkeeper, a defender, a striker, a left back, a right back. When you win a trophy, the whole team wins the trophy, and that's the most important thing. And I think what Arteta built so far with this squad is they are willing to die for every single ball, and that's what is important. And man, it's a great thing to see in Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. If they get it, that's good. But again, for me, what's more important the fans deserve to have a trophy at the end of the day, and I hope Arteta gets a trophy. Because he built something I can see it's really strong and solid. It's just a matter of getting over the line. Can he do it? Can he not? I'm gonna stay skeptical until I see it. Seeing is believing, as they say, and I want to see my football club winning stuff, and then we'll have a different conversation about Arteta. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I think all Arsenal fans are so happy and so over the moon. And you guys are the best. Zier, my brother, man. I'm gonna stick here for 5 minutes for Zier, man. I'm gonna stick for Zier, bro. I love this guy, bro. What happens here? You wanna Zier, would you like to come in and give us your thoughts, man? Probably now you're more calm, you're more level-headed, I would say. You're not really upset. Would you like to come in and give us your thoughts about the game? I would love to hear from you, bro. But I didn't want to be so cringy and get you. Okay, man. We're gonna have Zier, man. Guys, stay around. We're gonna have Zier. Let's hear what he has to say about the game. I'm genuinely interested to hear him. We're just gonna talk about the Bayern game. Nothing really much. Let me send him the link quickly. Here you go, Zier. We sent you the link. Please hop in, man. I would love to hear from you, bro. I'd love to hear from you. It's just let me pull out the stats quickly. Let me see what's happening in the stats. So possession, they have better possession than us. Damn. Let me put it that way so I can see it better. Okay, passing accuracy. Man, they are winning when it comes to stats, They're winning against us when it comes to stats. Well, except shots on target. We have 14 shots, 8 shots on target. So, yeah. Other than that, possession 55%. Like I said, guys, in the first half, they were like 80 something percent, 82%. 82%. We're just waiting on Zier, man. I want to hear Zier's opinion, bro. Guys, stay tuned, guys. We're gonna have Zier here, man. I hope he doesn't lose his shit. But generally, bro, I don't. To be honest, I have to give props to Arteta. There we go. Zier, bro. Zier, man. Screw the stats. Let's talk to Zier, man. Let's talk to my brother. What's up, bro? What's up?
Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I said everything that Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I said everything about the game, what I thought about the game, but we genuinely want to hear from you now. 24 hours later, you're a bit, calmed, you're level-headed, I would say now. What is your thoughts? Give us your thoughts. The mic is yours, bro.
First of all, Mabruk. Fair play. Because I'm not gonna lie, yesterday taught me one thing. That there is one thing that can catch us, and that is a mid-block press, clearly. You know what I mean? So all these stats that you just read meant nothing to me. I'll be really honest with you. Because from what I saw, all we did, pass sideways, backwards, in our own half.
Very true. Yeah.
You win the ball. you get your chances. Like Trossard could have scored. Thanks, by the way, Stanisic. I don't know why he stayed in the pitch for 90 minutes. He was our worst player. Um,
I disagree.
who do you think was our worst player?
Kane.
Bro, at least Kane tried stuff. This brother done nothing. And
What did he
that
do?
shot that he took, he could have passed. He said in the interview or whatever. He said apparently he didn't see anybody. That's already a sign that he was the worst player. Anyway, we move. Yeah, so Stasic, yeah, Trossard had a chance, could have scored. I actually didn't see it in real time because I was watching it on a stream and it kept on pausing. So when I first opened, I see Saka's like open goal and everyone's blocking. But yeah, that's one. As a chance, could have passed it across to Saka, decided to shoot, missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we just kept on getting pressed, bro. And I mean, the moment of brilliance from Joshua Kimmich, I mean, fair play. You know what I mean? But then again,
That's a good question, Denzel. That's a good question.
but then again, he says all that. Sorry, but then he does all that, but then says about the whole Arsenal rely on set pieces and long balls. Like you literally did the long ball for our goal. You know what I mean? So I just admit that we weren't good enough against Arsenal. That's about it. But I didn't think Kimmich was bad, regardless. I didn't think Carl was bad, and I didn't think Olise was bad. Everybody else was terrible. Neuer, even to answer his question, was awful. Even though he made some saves, awful. I mean, the first goal, he's playing volleyball. He's not even playing football. I know that some people say he got shoved and this all, but bro, if we're complaining about that, game soft, bro. You know what I mean? But my biggest problem with that set piece goal is I'm seeing all your defenders and Merino run from one side of the goal to the other, right? To put pressure on our players. I don't know why Upamecano and Top doesn't even keep track of these guys' runs. You know, I mean, they're just watching them run. You know, and then I'm seeing Kimmich be the guy that's in front of Timber. Why? The guy's the weak. By the way, I hope you now understand why I talk about Kimmich the way I do. Because on the ball, yes, what he does in terms of dictating a game is elite. Yes. Defensively, where is he? Where is he? You know? And I don't think he played bad. I thought Pavlovic, believe it or not, was worse. I thought he panicked to the next levels. But when people say Kimmich this, Kimmich that, just because I said Kimmich was one of our better players doesn't mean he was anything like that special other than that goal. He just was the one that's more calm than the other guy. That's about it. You know? But anyway, the second goal, Upamecano. Brother, if this guy, I'll be real, if this brother leaves on a free, I don't care. I really don't care. Because guess what? That mistake he made, that right, the one for Rice receiving it and then Madueke goal, that gave me PTSD from the Man City game, bro. From the Man City game. I will never forget it. This is the stuff I warned my fans about, Sammy. This is the stuff I warned my fans about. But they didn't want to listen to me, bro. You know? Even though I gave him credit, and you know that, I still said these type of games can happen, so I want to see what he does in another important game. Yeah, I was always holding that against him because I know there's going to be that one moment in which he makes that mistake. You know, and I said this, he reminds me of Araujo, you know. They're the same thing. They'll do good in majority of the games, and then when they get to a big game, something will happen.
So we're saying when the stakes are high, they fumble. Is that what you're...
Yeah, I mean, listen, Upamecano, to be fair, against PSG was good and against Dortmund was good. And those were like, in the circumstances we are in ourselves, was high stake, you know? And even Chelsea game, if you want to put it that way, right? But then you see what you call it, this game.
Stinker and hooked.
Yeah, it's just like, what are we doing, bro? You know what I mean? It's just, you know, and then here's the thing, and I hate to say this, yeah. But it's going to boost your ego, but I have to say this anyway. The in-game management for the first time this season, like in terms of substitutions, oh my God. Like, why are we subbing off Carl? Why? He was our best player on the pitch. Like,
Mm.
I did not understand that whatsoever, bro. You know what I mean? It's like we're subbing off Carl for Guerrero. Why didn't you bring on Guerrero but sub off Nabri? Nabri, what did Nabri do? He drops deep. Okay, takes forever on the ball. I think there was a time he lost the ball to Saka, wasn't it? Like, what are we doing here? Like, yeah, okay, he assisted Carl, but what else did he do? What else did he do?
Look, okay. First of all, Olise. The only reason why Olise played good is because we had Skelly. I'll be quite honest. Skelly was the weakest link in Arsenal defense. Period.
You can say that, like, if that was another.
No. It's a fact here. It's a fact.
No,
Even
you
the
can say it's
goal.
a fact. No, but you know why I'm arguing with you, yeah? Because if this was Saka and you losing Gibson here, would you be saying this? Because I know
Listen, I would say whoever is
this
that left
happened a
back.
lot of seasons, bro. But I guarantee you, man, whenever.
Hold on. If that happened to Arsenal, or if let's say we switch things, right? And Saka gets that long ball. Let's say Eze throws a long ball to Saka, and Saka gets like a cross and a cross to a goal. That would be definitely on the left back mistake. Not taken away from the quality of the delivery and the quality of the goal, but that shouldn't happen if you have a good left back who can anticipate the ball. So here's what I'm saying. Skelly.
But that shouldn't
happen. Hold on. Let me add more. Let me add more. This is just one thing. This is just one aspect. No, it's not. I'm just saying this is one aspect of the game that I'm telling you about. Skelly had a shocking performance, and these guys are calling it because these guys watch the game. These guys watch the game as well.
I agree with your worst player.
Not only the goal. I mean, the goal came from his. From his side, and it was a mistake from him, 100%. Okay. However, Olise cooked him. Cooked Skelly.
Okay, so why don't you give Olise credit then?
That's what I'm saying. He made him look so good. Because why? When Calafiore came in, he could not breathe. Calafiore did not allow.
Olise is bad because Calafiore can let him breathe. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying Olise is all of a sudden a bum because Calafiore can let him breathe?
No, what I'm saying is Kelly was so bad.
I've criticized everybody. I've criticized Harry Kane. I've criticized.
That's the only negative thing that I can say about Arsenal Football Club last night. That's it. I have nothing against the performance, and even the substitution from Arteta, which was shocking to me, and I wasn't in agreement, and I didn't agree with it because you subbed off Saka, your best player, on the pitch. Literally, Saka was probably the best attacker we had, and he subbed him off for Martinelli, and he took Madueke to the right, Martinelli on the left, Calafiore there, and that's where the second goal came in. So I can't argue when that works out for you. I cannot argue with that. I'm saying, okay, Arteta had the best sub that is available in his pool of players, and he did it right. But Skelly, oh my God, Skelly. Olise was just walking him and playing with him like a young boy, man, just dribbling. When you play with your little brother, your cousin or something, you're playing with him and he's so young and you're just playing with him. That's how I felt, bro. The levels between Skelly and Olise is just, the gap is huge. Okay. But when Calafiore came in, which is a more competent left back with more defensive. Sorry?
Even Godfrey said it, even Carl.
Yeah, even Carl cooked him. That's what I'm saying. Skelly was really, really bad. Absolutely bad. Every single player from Bayern exploited that weak link that we had. So for that reason,
I don't think we did it enough, though, in my opinion.
Aside of that fact, I think if Calafiore played from the beginning, I don't think even that goal would have.
There was another score that goal. There was another weakness you had that we didn't exploit, in my opinion. Zubi Mendy taking his time on the ball at times.
I actually thought your press in the first half was good. To be honest, I'll be honest. But the second half, I don't know. The tempo kind of dropped.
I think our first half is overrated. Because you know what it is. I feel like our players got shook. Our players just got shook.
Look, when it comes to the in-game management, this is the second point you mentioned: the in-game management, the substitutions from Company, and the players that he chose to play and sub off. Look, Company is a young manager. So is Arteta, and I've seen this from Arteta many years. Man, he makes some weird substitutions before, and I criticize him for it. And many Arsenal fans were criticizing Arteta for the way that he's managing the team and the in-game management. And I think, that's how we lost against PSG in the semi-final. And that's how we lost very important games in the season that led to us to lose the race in the Premier League, and we lost in the Champions League. However, now this season, I'm seeing a huge improvement from Arteta. And I think the fans are also seeing it. Because at the end, even if I don't agree with him, because I'm not a tactician. I'm a football fan. I'm an Arsenal fan, and probably my choices would be wrong as well. But however, whatever Arteta is doing in the pitch and is working out, I'll clap, man. I'll say kudos to you, bro. You chose right. And this is where the difference now between Arteta and Company. Company is still a young manager. He coached Burnley, and now he's in a top elite team in Europe, which is Bayern. He's going to make such mistakes. He's still learning. However, Bayern, so far, I would say, unbeaten. It's a remarkable run of games, But now, what's important for Bayern, in my opinion, is how to bounce back. I think you're going to qualify. 100% you're going to qualify in the Champions League. There's no doubt. You're going to qualify. And you're going to be in the top 8, 100%. But now, the mentality part is important, where he can rejuvenate the players and get them back on track. That's the difficult part, is when you lose and you get back on the horse, or when you fall off the horse, you get back to it and you get back to the race. And I think for you guys, it's not a big worry because you built such a huge margin when it comes to the Bundesliga and in the UCL as well. I think this is just a reflection moment. And I told you this, that your first defeat would be in Emirates Stadium, but it's a reflection moment for you how to manage big games. When you play Real Madrid, when you play Man City, when you play, Barca, you play all of these teams. I think this is where a company needs to learn how to adapt and to play against big teams and how to read them. And he failed against Arsenal. No doubt. He failed as a manager, the way he set up his team. But the first half, he had it right. But the second half, he fumbled it. I give you that. The first half, thank God that we had a corner and we scored from it. Thank God. Because 80% possession is crazy.
You shook us, but even first half, I don't even think it was, don't get it twisted. He picked the right lineup. That's the lineup I wanted anyway. But it's not even about that. For me, it's not even about that. For me, the way I see it is, I think we need to learn how to be more press resistant. That's my thing, And that's why I don't think the first half was that great, because I don't think we were as press resistant, That one moment of brilliance from Kimmich, great. Some moments where Kimmich is calm, he's making these quick passes, great,
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everybody was shook. Stanik shook. Taw shook. Opa shook. Limer, by the way, even though he was pressing and moving everywhere, I thought for once had a terrible game. Pavlo, another one, completely panicked, shook. Neuer, at times, he'll go and win the ball, and that's all good. But he fumbled for 2 of the goals that you scored. So it's...
Two players for me were the worst for Bayern, to be honest, from what I've seen.
You said
Neuer?
Kane, who's the other one?
Neuer and Kane.
Yeah, but you're looking in a neutral POV. That's the problem. You're looking in a neutral. Because for me, I'm looking at a Bayern POV. For me, in a Bayern POV, Stanisic was terrible, bro.
Look, I would call out bad players. For me, Kane, I didn't even know.
I don't even think Stanisic was bad. I just think he was bad on the day. He was, bro, the amount of times he lost the ball that gave you chances in front of goal. He kept you guys free for you to get in. That Eze and Trossard chances specifically, he played a role in that, bro. He gets an opportunity in front of goal. Yes,
Who?
he
You're
shoots
talking about who again?
fine, but he misses. Bro, he could have passed that and we could have scored, and the momentum of the game changes. So, yes, I'm easily going to call him the worst player on that pitch.
Yeah, I'm just saying. For me, Kane
At
was
least,
horrible.
listen, Kane, don't get it twisted. I agree. He was in Declan Rice's pocket. Have it. I don't mind. But one thing I can give Harry Kane's, bro, at least I can say Rice had him in the pocket, bro. Yeah, at least I can say that. This brother,
Rice shouldn't pocket him. Saliba should pocket him. Mosquera should pocket him.
To be fair,
this is my
but to be fair, Saliba and Mosquera did have him a little bit at times.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, for a striker, he's a striker. He's not a midfield.
I know he's 100 million, and I should hold him to the standard, and I get it. Sam.
Yes, and not only that. I mean, also,
I get it, but that doesn't mean he was the worst one on the pitch. I can say he's terrible.
For me, I mean, I've seen the others. Tried. They genuinely tried. They tried to
So what, Harry Kane didn't try? So you think Harry Kane didn't try?
Honestly, no. Absolutely not. He started to drop deep so in the midfield just to get the ball, bro, as a striker.
Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, but that's what
you're a solid number 9.
Yeah,
I mean, if you were Mikel Merino, I would understand, because you are half midfield. You're not all in all striker.
Sammy,
you're playing.
Game. Sammy, I agree with you. I would love for him to be in the box 100%. Yeah, but at the same time, my thing is he was trying to get others involved, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Listen, for me, my thing with Harry Kane is he should have tried to get himself in the box a little more. But even then, let's not act like your midfielders wasn't on him anyway. Yeah?
Well, his position.
I'm talking about the guys that have an opportunity to do something and do nothing. Yeah? Stanisic was the worst in that, bro.
But, at the end, look, you could mention about that player and this player. But when you're looking at a big game, then you need to look at the big names that you have, the big guns. Right?
Oh yeah, and I called Harry Kane.
And for me, and this is an argument I had even with Ash. When I'm comparing, for example, I'm judging, let's say, Saka and Madueke, and he mentioned a couple of games. Did Madueke play that game? I said yes, but he didn't score. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He didn't the passes. Blah blah blah. I said, listen, I'm holding Saka at a higher bar of standard, where Madueke's level for me and his bar is lower, much lower. If he achieves this or overachieve, I would say, okay, Madueke played very well. But for me, I hold Saka in such a high level, for instance, me personally. And this is where I think Kane, especially Kane, has a very good record in London, and especially in North London Derby, even the Emirates. You should rely on him to get you something. A goal, an assist, participating, being one of the leaders on the pitch. Aside of the gameplay itself, you couldn't feel that he's there. And for you as a striker to disappear is not like a defender when he disappears. A defender disappears, that means your midfield is sound and they're not really getting and penetrating your lineup or the wall. Pause. And that's the thing about being a striker and being a defender. And Kane was non-existent. Yes, you could argue about Stanovic. You can argue about whoever the right back. What is his name again? Limer, I think.
Stanisic was the right back on the day, but yeah, Limer left back on the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could say they had a bad day. But to be honest, I think they tried. At least you can see them on the pitch trying, passing, being aggressive, pressing on the ball. And that's their role as defenders or right back, left back, overlapping.
I think Kane tried, but everyone was on him, bro.
And also another player that
on Kane worked perfectly, bro. That mid block, I guarantee you, Arteta literally planned to just mark Kane out of the game. He tried to mark Kane out of the game.
Yes, because he knows that he's the threat.
And fair play to him. No, and fair play to him. Like that's
and the only thing I'm gonna call out is Olise. For me, he allowed Olise to play well. This is the only criticism I will give Arteta. If he played Hincapié on the left or Calafiori, I don't think Olise would have I would say in the same level of performance, or I would say the chances he managed to get and the dribbles that he managed to get against Skelly. It would have been
I think you're saying this.
it would have been more.
Pettiness, though. I think you're saying this out of pettiness, though.
No, it's not, bro. I'm saying he would.
You don't like that Saka comparison that was made. I'll be honest. That's why I'm arguing.
Not at all, man. Not at all,
maybe
bro.
you feel such ways, but I feel like you're saying pettiness.
No, because that's where you guys had the chances, and that's where you guys scored the goal is from that right flank from your perspective, and the left flank from my perspective. I'm calling out where the mistake happened because I don't think Skelly was the right choice. That's it. I don't care who played on the right wing. If it's Luis Diaz, if it's I don't know, Gnabry, or even Harry Kane playing the right wing. It doesn't matter who plays there for me. What I'm saying is that was our weakest link that allowed Bayern to score. Period. That's the position where it was easily, penetrated. Pause. From the right side. Easy. Gnabry, Olise just goes left, go right, and Skelly's gone. That's it. And it's because Olise is playing that side. I mean, as I said, if it was even Denzel mentioned it. Where is it? Even Carl dribbled easily. Sorry, Godfrey mentioned it. That Carl even cooked him. So it does not matter who's the player. I'm not saying it's Olise, Carl, X or Y or Z. I'm saying the player got cooked from the right side. That's it.
If you have talent, you're more likely to win battle because your technique and IQ gets you over the line at times. Like you may not cook the guy as much, but you'll get there eventually.
But the chances for you to do that against Hincapié or Calafiori is much less.
I told you playing Hincapié left back, didn't I? I told you playing Hincapié left back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we played Hincapié or even
I remember saying
Calafiori,
he was playing very well. I was surprised I didn't play actually. I'm shocked.
Exactly. Thank you, Denzel. This is what I'm saying. Olise would be more challenged by Hincapié or Calafiori. That's all I'm saying. Regardless if it's Olise, Carl, X, Y, or Z. I have no agendas against Olise. I think he's a wonderful player. But what I'm saying is we allowed whoever's going to play on the right wing to thrive there. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Period. That's the only negative thing about Arteta when it comes to the lineup. But other than that, like you said, he read the game very well. He approached the game in the right manner. He set up the team to counter Bayern and the way they play. And he read Kompany like a book. He read him like a book, especially in the second half, like an open book. Open book exam. That's what happened in the second half. Kompany got lost, and that would come with experience for Kompany. And you would see it. And I hope it's not too late for you. But I think, as I said, I don't think...
I mean, we won 4 games in a row, so we'll be heading into... My thing is, listen, I still think, believe it or not, despite all this, I still think we can win the competition. We can. It's not will. It's we can. There's a difference.
Obviously, I still have you guys one of the favorite teams.
But here's how it would have to be done. We have to learn from this. We have to learn from the fact that there are gonna be opponents that are way more physical than us. Especially keeping in mind that we have Joshua Kimmich and Pavlovic in the midfield. Okay, like Kimmich is not the most physical guy. Let's be honest. And Pavlovic, I mean, he can be, but he got shook on the day. I can tell that's a bit lack of experience away at the English stadium, basically. So what I'm trying to say, we need to learn that at some point we're not going to be the one pressing; they're going to be the one pressing. Meaning we're going to have to find ways to get out of these presses. And not, bro. I was hoping they was working on it, and they said but I don't believe they worked on it properly. Work on set pieces. Rather than saying, Arsenal, they rely on set pieces. Actually work on it, bro.
Arsenal have a cheat code there, bro. I'm telling you, man.
No, okay, fair enough. I mean, don't get it twisted. It's the most haram thing ever. But At this point, and I said it in the watch on when some people were saying it. Yasser said it, and a friend of mine said it. I told him, bro, it is what it is. We have to deal with it. We have to
Yeah.
deal with it. Halas. What are we gonna do? Complain 24/7? Okay, yes, it's not enjoyable to watch. I can say that. But at some point, how much complaining are we gonna do? Wallahi, how much complaining are we? By the way, this is a message also to rival fans in general. Yeah, of Arsenal's. Listen, I am not the biggest fan of Arsenal. I'm really not. I'm not the biggest fan of this whole Arteta thing, top gooners. I really am not. Like, I'm not gonna change my energies because I'm here. At the same time, though, sometimes you just gotta be real and honest. Okay, they have that. Now what? Are you gonna do something about it? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Rather complain. Because when you were losing, I was saying the same thing about when you were complaining about not you, your fans, complaining about referees. You know? Deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes
I
hand
agree,
in hand.
100%.
I'm not gonna change my energy all of a sudden. I'm sorry,
No,
bro.
I
And there were
100%
people
agree
in
with
my
you.
fan base saying we miss Luis Diaz. No, we didn't miss Luis Diaz, bro. What was Luis Diaz gonna do? He's gonna track back, try to win the ball, only lose it again because he was never gonna do what
I
Olise
honestly
did.
wouldn't be worried much. Do you know why?
Huh?
Because Timber is there.
Okay, again, that's why
You know.
I don't think it makes a difference, though.
Yeah,
Because I've
that's what I'm
seen
saying.
Luis
I'm
Diaz
backing up your point. I'm backing up your point. I'm saying I wouldn't
for
be
me,
really concerned.
because for me, this is how I see it. Diaz against Borussia Dortmund was not good. Against Chelsea was not good. If he wasn't good in these games, yes, he was good against PSG, Frankfurt, and some other game. Okay, fine. How am I supposed to think all of a sudden he's going to be good against an Arsenal that played a mid-block like this?
No, I don't think it would have made a
I mean,
big
come on, but our
difference.
fans do too much. I mean, listen, I hear when some of them say Musiala, because Musiala, he likes to dribble past everybody, you know what I mean? But I will say, though, he could also be one of those that can get caught out at times, because I've seen Musiala against low blocks and these type of physical teams. These brother will rip his shirt off, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. When you're that type of guy, they want to, like, destroy you. You know what I mean? At Davies, I could have heard as well, you know? But the thing is, these excuses of we miss players, khalas, just deal with what you have. This is what happens when we don't do as much business in the summer anyway.
Well, I think
It's
I mean you
just
got Luis Diaz and not really much Jackson as well. So not
Jackson was
really.
terrible. Jackson was terrible. Goretzka, by the way, I hope you see now why I want Goretzka out. This brother, this junkie, you just get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Junkie.
Honestly, he is a junkie.
Junkie.
He's a lazy
Okay.
junkie, bro. You know what I said, yeah, on other platforms. We have a Gerd Muller statue outside the Allianz. You can take that out, yeah, put Goretzka in there, yeah, and it doesn't make a difference because all you do is you're standing there, you're just thabit kill. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here?
Well, anyways, it was a good game. I was frustrated in the first half, and but the second half we just turned the tables. Or Arteta, to be exact, turned the tables with his subs. I think he read the game very well. It's like he was feeling the water in the first half. In the second half, he read the book and he said, "Okay, this is how we're gonna win it." And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, these subs are actually the guys who changed the game. Calafiore assist, Madueke goal, and also Martinelli goal. So all the subs contributed on the two goals that won us the game. So that's big props to Arteta overall. But for me, like I said, a win, draw, or loss wouldn't really make a difference in terms of qualifying to the next stage in the Champions League. But it does help us a lot in terms of momentum because we're going against Chelsea next, and Chelsea is a tough team. They also won against Barca, and they deserved that win. And I'm happy because that also sends a statement across Europe that we're here not just to participate, but we're here to attempt to win the Champions League. I'm not saying we're gonna win it. I'm saying we have a chance. We have a chance if we play in such a way against Bayern, if we play against Real, Barca, whoever, and the big teams, even PSG. If we play against them, I think we have a good chance to win against them this time or this year because of our squad depth, because of the maturity of the team, maturity of Arteta as well. And that was the whole thing from this game. It really showed me some aspects of Arsenal. I was a bit skeptical. Can we do it versus Bayern? And it turned out that we can, because I considered, like I said, last time we played against you guys, that was in 2016, 2017. You battered us 10-2 on aggregate. I mean, it was a shambolic performance from Arsenal Football Club in the European stage. And you never, I mean, what, you had 8 wins, we had only 3 wins. So in history, you always had our number.
Years ago, by the way, or a year and a half ago, by the way. But
What?
we beat you a year and a half ago in the quarters. But
yeah, but that was the biggest one, right? 2016, 2017, right? The 10-2.
oh, the 10. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That one was close. I think we got 2-2, and then you guys won 1-0 or something. So it was 1 goal difference, if I'm not mistaken. So, but anyways, so for me, Bayern always had the upper hand against Arsenal. They always win, and they edge us every time. And this time, we managed to win. But it doesn't really matter if we don't go all the way and win the tournament. This is what I'm trying to say. All of this performances that we're putting, if we don't get a trophy by the end of the day, then I can just throw all these performances in the trash. Just throw them in the bin. Doesn't matter. So that's where my reservations are. I'm going to wait until April, May, March to see where we stand in the Premier League, where we are in the Champions League, and if we can win them. And I hope we can, if things stay in a sense that City keep dropping points, Chelsea keep dropping points, and also Liverpool keep dropping points, and we can wrap up the Premier League as soon as possible. That kind of gives us, some leeway and some time to actually concentrate on other tournaments and try to win it, because the UCL is something that Arsenal have never won before, and it would be really incredible for us to win it for the first time in our history. But yeah, man, any final words here?
To be honest, final words is with a question: are you winning the Champions League?
We have a chance.
No, yes or no? Are you winning?
Yes, we have a chance.
That we have a chance and we will are 2 different answers, my friend.
I can say we can.
I'm messing with you, bro. Yeah, you have a chance. I'm just messing with you, bro.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can. I'm just messing with you.
It went over the line, maybe more than 5 minutes, but we had to give Zier the time to express, because I do a lot of content with Zier, and I would have loved to hear from him, especially now we played against them, man. But yeah, man, it's a great win, and hard luck, Zier. And I think I don't think really it impacts your journey in the Champions League anyway, so it does not matter at this point. But anyways, guys, this is it for the AAR show, for the after action review for the Champions League. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. And also, don't forget to subscribe to Zier. I'll share the links in the description for you to go ahead. Also in the title for you to go sub for Zier as well. He needs to go to 2K. I need to get for 500 first, bro.
Yeah, get this guy to 1K.
But anyways, guys.
Man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. Appreciate your time. Hope you're all safe. I hope you're all sound. I hope you're all well, and your family as well. And peace.